Welcome back for our Signs of the Times Pick a Card reveal. Let's turn these cards over and see what's come up for positions 1, 2, and 3. Here we see the beautiful cards that have come forward to go with each of the positions. You can scroll through or check timestamps on social media spaces for the number or numbers that you chose. But first, let's circle back to our collective message that came up ahead of our pick a card. So the card that came forward when we chose the charms and the sprays for these positions was Moon, Emotions. And it brings forward a collective message that I am bringing in the bronze ray from Archangel Sandalphon, the Earth Star Chakra. That is our energy center at the base of our feet, at the lowest point of our physical body that connects us into the earth. So knowing that this card of Moon Emotions came forward with the Pisces New Moon that is happening now as our swan song to not only Pisces season, but this past astrological year, it is certainly bringing up a lot of emotions. And so we talked about this card when we pulled it the other day, but I wanted to kind of pull in for you just the intuitive hits I'm getting with the combination now of our Moon Emotions energy with our owl charm and the bronze ray from Archangel Sandalphon. The moon, of course, being that emotions come up in any moon cycle, but specifically a Pisces new moon. And with all of the other planetary bodies that are in Pisces right now, this one has been especially feely. So we had some guidance coming in to release those pent up emotions because moon phases in general affect our emotions. So pay attention to how you express your emotions, seek emotional support from family, friends, or professionals. And I really feel that the bronze ray coming in with the owl is speaking to our chakra body from tip to tail, right? So above our chakra, our crown chakra, we have our out of body chakras that are connecting in with the universe, that divine wisdom that the owl was representing, your highest self, your wise self, anchoring in that wisdom into and through the body with the bronze ray, and understanding that in order for us to have that clear connection, all of that energetic ick that's hanging around has needed to be sort of jostled up and brought to the surface. And I think that a lot of times we may feel like, things are getting so bad, there's everywhere I look, and there's all of these things going on that bring about these very strong, often heavy emotions, and it can really feel very overwhelming. And one of the ways I try to look at it is understanding that all of that already exists, whether it's just not in our consciousness, whether it was lying dormant in our body, storing itself in our organs and other places that ultimately, without cleansing and clearing and releasing those emotions, lead to imbalances, dis-ease in the body. So this is a necessary clearing. And while it may feel like more, it's just because it's coming up into your awareness. Now you're aware of it. You were already carrying it, or it was being carried in the collective that your sensitivity is picking up on. So I feel a reminder here for all of us to get grounded, to come back into our center, to use our wise discernment to determine, is this emotion even mine? Emotion, energy in motion. It must move, and it's coming through you as the channel to move it, to transmute it. Music is another thing that's coming up here because, of course, Archangel Sandalphon is the archangel of music that governs music, which is why I would always bring him in when I did my tarot tunes, card picks, and more. We've been tuning into March to the Beat this month. So I really feel this is bringing in a message about the power, the healing power of music. Tuning into high vibrational music at certain frequencies can also be a great way to help to move emotion and to clear so that you are all set to step into the new astrological year when Aries season arrives with that fire drying up all of those abundance of emotions. So with that, let's move into our cards 1 through 3. Again, you can scroll through or check the timestamps in the caption below if you're watching this on social media so that you can look at the card or cards that you were drawn to. If you chose position 1, your card has been revealed from the signs of the times as Flamingo Fun. So I love this, and it really does feel like we're expanding beyond that collective message with the moon, because I had pointed out with the moon when I pulled it the other day that it carries the frequency of the number 5, and that 5 is the number of transition, of the in-between. The flamingo is also a symbol that often represents sort of finding our balance, finding our footing, as it does spend a majority of its life balancing on one leg. This card is number 2, which is the number of a choice point, a crossroads, right? Bringing two things together. And we've been talking a lot this week, especially, but on the March Empowerment Sharecast about choices, the power of choice, and from which aspect of myself am I choosing? We talked about Archangel Zadkiel as the archangel over forgiveness and transmutation, and using the violet ray along with the energies of shedding, like our charm, our figure 8 snake with that beautiful purple jeweled head. Releasing, shedding, letting go, so that we can lighten our load for some fun. Because when flamingo appears, it is time to get excited, right? We don't have to live in a tropical climate to see this powerful symbol. They often show up in front yards and decor. The vibrant colors, the quirky appearance of a flamingo can't help but draw attention and curiosity. So this one is talking about letting your guard down and incorporating more fun activities into your routine. Now, this can also indicate an underlying feeling of excitement for things to come, but there could be a need to embrace a sense of not quite knowing what it is. That's the thing with that 2 crossroads choice point, is we don't always know exactly what lies ahead if we go this way or that way. But we're being guided to expect the best, to ground into the element of fun, of lightness, of joy. So in order to do that, we want to free ourselves, to lighten ourselves of any burdens that we've been carrying. And this is especially bringing in that element of forgiveness, whether it's an aspect of something to forgive of ourselves or of others, or something heavy that we've been carrying that we want to sort of release and let go in order to find greater balance in this in-between. We might not quite be there yet. You know, forgiveness, especially when we're talking about forgiving others, oftentimes, you know, we might look at it whether a person deserves forgiveness, when we are shown to sort of look at it from the point of view that the forgiving is for you. The lightening your load of something that you've been carrying around rent-free that is not bringing you joy, that is not giving you freedom of movement and expansion. So there's guidance here for card 1 to release and let go of anything heavy that we've been carrying in order to create space for fun, whatever that may be. So anticipate those fun and exciting times. Now, additionally, for some, this could be about really having a need to make time for fun, finding a way in the balancing of 2 things or more to create some space for you to do some things that light you up. It can also be about exciting partnerships that are ahead. Perhaps some are making vacation plans, or really being the fun one, like people are attracted to you and coming around because you bring the fun. So just a couple of different ways this card might be coming up for you. I hope you've enjoyed the messages. Thanks so much. If you were drawn to position 2, your card is number 9, crystals, with the key word of achievement. I love this gorgeous piece of labradorite that we see here. I want to speak first to the frequency of the card being number 9. We talked quite a bit over the last year, which was a 9 year, 2025, that is, that was all about graduation, culmination energy. 9 is almost to completion, right? To the 10. So this card is about giving yourself a pat on the back for all that you've achieved. It's identifying a time now for the energy, the time that you've been putting into your endeavors paying off. Woohoo! So crystals are formed over time by molecules coming together in a repeated pattern, and they are symbols of success, victory, and achievement. So this crystal labradorite point that's depicted here is a visual representation of reaching the top. And this shape here frequently appears in monuments and landmarks. So there's some sort of structure, foundation that you've been building from that is almost complete. There's something that you have just about finished in the best way. So it's saying, just as this stone shines in the light, you are shining bright in your own way. The guidance is to release your stress and doubt. You have successfully overcome all the challenges and difficulties you've encountered thus far. So it brings with it a reminder that hard work pays off and a triumphant time is here. And the guidance is to stand tall and be proud of what you've accomplished. Now, it's also speaking to recognition for your work, and we can't make it up with this frequency 9. In the public eye, you might be. People are seeing you. Stand up straight. People are looking to you. The successful completion of a project, graduations, engagements, milestones, and celebrations, positive results from hard work, and mastery. So it literally is speaking to graduations and culminations and finishing and completion of projects. So I think that's pretty cool. Now, we talked about beloved Joseph coming in as the aura energy and the charm that came forward. And we are, when I shared some of the channeled words from Amanda Ellis, we talked about the need to celebrate the arrival of the new divine masculine consciousness. So it really does feel like there's some leveling up going on. And I do think that this might be a nod to our divine masculines out there, which, remember, it's not just about gender, but it's about embodying that energy of the masculine, of the yang, of the action oriented, of the doing, of the moving. And so those of us who are out there making moves and taking positions like that, but are holding on to love, compassion, and sharing from a heart-centered place, was the message that Joseph was bringing in when we were choosing these cards. So I do feel that really coming together with this card. And I'm also kind of looking at that plant over there, because it does feel like this achievement or this thing that is culminating for you now is something that you have really lavished a lot of care on. It's something that you have really had to tend to nurture. And maybe it wasn't always thriving. It wasn't always producing. Sometimes there was dormancy, or there were times where we were feeling a bit depleted. I'm thinking of some of the plants I have here, because as much as I wish I had a green thumb, I struggle. Too much water, not enough. So I think that is also a nod to really just giving yourself a pat on the back, supporting all of your hard work, and then embracing a little bit of a celebration, acknowledgement, and maybe taking some action in the direction of, really celebrating that and bringing that out for all to see, because you have earned it. You've done it. So I hope you're finding resonance in those messages. I thank you so much for joining. Talk soon. All right, last but certainly not least, position 3. If you chose position 3, here is your message. I always love the last card because it comes on the back of my tuning into the prior cards, and I can see how they've all culminated, and there's always so many spiritual breadcrumbs that connect each of the cards. So just in case you chose any of the other cards, you might hear some of that resonance here, or I might suggest that you check out some of the other cards, because this one really seems to be the finishing touch, the crown on the top of the head, which, of course, if you did listen to our collective message of the moon and the emotions, I talked about Archangel Sandalphon and the Earth Star Chakra, and about really cleansing and clearing and keeping that open from top to tail and back again. And we talked about the crown chakra. This card, of course, is bringing in that energy of crown, personal power. And it's saying here that it's card number 28, which is carrying the frequency of the number 10. And of course, I mentioned in some of the prior cards, we had one with the energy of the number 9, one with the energy of 2. Both are bringing in crossroads and choice points or culminations of choices that have been made. Here is the final, the 10, the completion. So it's saying to imagine a crown on your head. And how does it make you feel? Does the weight of it make you stand a little straighter? You are the ruler of your own world. So approach life that way. Step into your power. And although many things in this life are out of your control, you have complete control of your experience. So be confident in your decisions and resist the urge to make yourself small to suit the expectations of others. This feels very connected to card 2, standing tall. So this symbol of royalty and importance could signify an increase in your authority, whether it be from gaining expertise, receiving a promotion, or earning recognition for your contributions. Yeah, no matter which card you chose, everybody is having an opportunity to be seen, to shine, to step out there in more ways than one. And this one is definitely highlighting that. Now, it's really wanting you to take your rightful place, demand the same high level of respect and maturity from others that you offer them. Now, heavy is the head that wears the crown. If the weight of leadership is causing you to stumble, or if you are in doubt or struggling to find your own power, the energy of this card is here to remind you of your own strength and the reasons why you wear the crown in the first place. You know that saying that says, straighten your crown and remember who you are, right? So it really is coming back into owning your worth and stepping into your personal power. This is definitely speaking to an active crown chakra. So you may be especially feeling the buzz, literal tingling on your crown. You may be experiencing some ascension symptoms as well in the crown, like headaches or sinus pain, congestion, those types of things that indicate that there is an expansion and an illumination going on the crown. And bringing Archangel Gabriel into this soul calling and guidance, it is go time, right? We are finishing out these cycles and we are clearing away all that has been holding us back, keeping us playing small, and stepping into our personal power. Now, this can also be speaking to you experiencing an improved social status or manifesting with confidence, receiving an award, getting some type of acknowledgement there, and self-mastery. So I love that this has come forward, feels really aligned with the messenger angel, Archangel Gabriel, which does tell me that you could be receiving some news if you have not already in this arena, these different aspects that we're highlighting. And it looks like, as I look closer at the card, the crown is as if it is like a painting on the wall with the little placard next to it that would list, I can't read that print, so small, but it's like a little placard as to who created that painting. So again, it's about putting yourself out there, maybe even your creations, something that your art, your soul calling and guidance to step out there and know that you are supported and that you can call upon Archangel Gabriel and the other archangels who were mentioned in that channeled message that I shared when I did the card polls, and whatever guides that you work with to help support you to stand in your personal power. So I hope you find messages here to resonate. Thank you so much for coming along. We'll talk soon. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate getting to share my passions with you. And this pick a card was very fun. I'm so glad I finally dove into this Signs of the Times Oracle deck by Krystal. banner. I will definitely be using that again soon. So there are so many ways for us to build on these messages and all of the things that we have been diving into deeply throughout Pisces season and over on the Empowerment Sharecast for March. We still have a lot of March left. We're not done yet. But I wanted to share with you some of the ways that we can connect in the coming days. Of course, if you would like some guidance through the emotional Pisces new moon, the new moon empowerment reading is now available. I am in the process of coming in to do personal card pulls for everyone receiving that reading, in addition to the 1 hour video that includes a ritual that you can do anytime through March 22nd. It talks about the astrological weather and some really beautiful oracle messages that came forward in that reading as well. Now, kicking off tomorrow is spring equinox. This is one of my favorite little seasonal readings we do, where we look into your spiritual garden, take a look back on the previous season, look into the season ahead, what soil's being turned over as fertilizer, where you want to root in and plant some new intentions, or what perennials will be blooming again, and how you can really cultivate that throughout the season ahead. So that's a super fun one that's now booking as well. And there's a little bundle offer where you can save 20% on that reading when you join me for the April Empowerment Pack. So this is by far my most popular offering, where you and I work together comprehensively for a month. We have channeled words as well as a workbook that support you throughout the month, and 3 readings that kick off with your month ahead messages. We pull cards just for you to take a look at the beginning, middle, and end of the month. And we meet for the 2 lunations, and we have a ton popping off in April. This was actually a mild month, okay, March. So we have much to unpack for April. So if you would like to come along for the April Empowerment Pack, that is now booking and provides for you a 20% off discount on the spring equinox reading. Also, one of my introductory readings, it also makes a great gift, is the Hello Empowerment. This is about a 40-minute reading, video recorded with all of the trimmings we talk about. It's typically a 3+ card spread, and we can get into some specific areas of focus, questions you may have, or if you're just looking for an overall energy check-in, the Hello Empowerment is a great way to do that. So if you're interested in these or any of my other offerings, including some of my Metatron color healing services, are great this time of year, including the cord cutting and the spring chakra cleanup. So do check out the link below if you're interested in working together, and just reach out and say hi, and I can answer any questions you have. Thank you so much for being here. I am sending you much love and many blessings. We will talk soon.